Thank y'all for tapping in with the last video. Figured I'd give y'all an update what's going on. Everything A-okay for the most part. I have it back in the air because I did find a little leak, and I'll take y'all under there in a minute, but I believe it's the oil gasket, the oil pan gasket, I should say. I've been noticing every time I pull it out, because this car runs and drives, you know, it moves now. Like I said, still trying to work out a few little kinks, but I can get in it, take it down the street, no problems. It starts every time, no issues. Good oil pressure. Stays at the same amount of oil pressure, doesn't drop oil pressure, so we're good. But there is a little leak that I've seen, and I've been noticing every time I pull it out, I see a little puddle. Nothing too crazy, but a good amount to where you would notice, like, where's that coming from? So I believe it's the gasket, oil pan gasket. That's what I'm gonna assume. That's the only part that I saw that was kind of wet. I think the back of it, like the back of the oil pan, kind of got a little, you know, little wet section. So close that. So I think that's what's going on. Nothing too crazy. I mean, I could leave it for right now, but pretty much the next time I do an oil change, I know that I need to go ahead and take all that apart and get that handled. So I'm gonna take y'all under there and y'all see what I'm talking about. Give me a sec. The boy need to get one of them roller things. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Little puddle down here, and I believe it is coming it's coming somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere in there. So I came down here to look for it, but I want to say it's either one of these screws right here. One of them back screws was pretty much covered in oil, pretty wet. I know it's not the plug. I mean, I could have replaced that too, but I know it's not leaking from there. I didn't see, it wasn't wet here. It's wet back here. So I want to say it's the gasket, which would be weird because from what I was told, this car doesn't, well, not the car, but the motor itself doesn't have a lot of miles on it. So I really don't see those gaskets leaking like that, unless there was a reason that somebody took it off and either didn't replace it or put it on wrong or something. So we'll see what's going on. But yeah, it is a little leak, you know. And like I said, I've only been noticing it. Every time I pull out, I see that little puddle. So it's all good, you know. It is what it is. This thing's not 100% back on the road anyway, so I'd rather fix it now than have issues later. I did want to get the gaskets replaced, at least this one. That side doesn't have a gasket. And then the ones up top, I know it needs O2 sensors at the top. Maybe the ones heading towards the bottom too, like these here. But I don't think so. I really think it's gonna be the ones upstream that need to get replaced. Other than that, I mean, she's pretty good under here. Nothing else leaking, no transmission leaks or nothing, so we're good. So let me get back topside and get back with you. Yeah, so that's what's going on. You know, I just wanted to update y'all, let y'all know what's going on. I think I'm gonna leave it in the air for a minute until I figure that thing out. I do want to put my rotors, well, new rotors back on, and brakes. So like I said, it's not 100% ready to go. I wish I could get out here more to work on it, but it's so cold right about now. It's just messes up your whole motivation to come out here and do this. I need to put that tube back on. I just noticed that's missing. But other than that, I mean, everything is complete. Everything's put back on. The hood I'm still gonna put back on in a minute later on. Put the windshield wipers and stuff on last video, if you checked the last video it out. Coolant, I would say we're doing good on, but I have seen a lot of people have this completely filled. So I might get some more coolant to fill this up completely, but I'm not really tripping on coolant right now because it's really not hot outside, so I don't imagine the car getting really hot like that. But it's not top of the priority right now, but just something to think about. Wiring is good. Everything's hooked up now. I just figured out where this last little plug I had, it was a ambient air temp sensor or something like that. I guess it just tracks the air temperature and helps the car know when to turn on the fans and stuff. If it's a hot day out, I guess it will automatically turn the fans on. So I guess it clips in the little bumper, or like part of the front of the bumper. So figured that out. Nice little plug-in that you got to put it up. So I put that in there and got that hooked up. So that's another thing checked off the list. The only last thing I haven't figured out is, unfortunately, this electric power steering situation. I'm not sure. I read online it has to kind of reset itself or something. I don't know. Worst case scenario, we'll have to take it to Chevy, see what they can do. Or I'll get with the homie that works for Chevy and see if he can come back and take a look at it. But I don't know. I'm not sure. And it's weird because it's like the car just, it's like you'll just hear that blinking all day. It's kind of like when you leave your seatbelt off and the car is just telling you seatbelt, seatbelt, seatbelt. That's exactly what it's doing with this power steering situation. Every time you turn it on, it's the first thing that goes on. And then tire pressure because the tires are low. But yeah, it's just blinking at you the whole time. And I want to say, from what I read, it puts the car in kind of reduced power mode where, I don't know. I haven't really stepped on this car yet, so I can't really tell you. You know, I haven't got it on the freeway or nothing like that. So I don't know exactly how much the power steering affects the performance of the car. For safety reasons, I'm assuming it would shut the power off or not let you get on it or something. So I think it's going to be an issue eventually, so that's why I want to go ahead and figure that out. But if I had to take it to Chevy to get that figured out, then so be it, you know. That's the only thing I've had to take to Chevy so far, so it is what it is. Everything else hooked up perfectly fine, working perfectly fine, so no issue there. But I definitely want to give a huge shout out to everyone tapping in, man. I believe we just hit 600 subscribers. Shoot, man, I remember I was only at 200 a couple months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I was probably at like 2 something. And then one day I just kept picking up the camera, kept recording, documented this whole process of putting this new motor in, and people been rocking with it, man. And I really appreciate it. So still gonna keep going this year. The goal for 2025 is get that 1,000 by the end of the year. We already in pretty much the first month of the year already gone, so making progress. You know, we over the halfway mark at the 600 subscribers, so 400 more to go, right? That's pretty much it, man. Short video, you know, nothing too crazy. I just wanted to tap in with y'all, let y'all know what's going on, what I'm working on with this. Working on getting it back to the streets, you know. plan to have it completely back on the street, legal, everything. Hopefully by end of spring, summer. I want to say maybe April, May, something like that. Completely, you know, everything fixed, figured out. Tags, registration, all that figured out as well, and be back rolling it, you know. Still got the daily, so really gonna be using that to get to where I need to go, but this will be my little thing I'll take out on the weekends or so, or car meets and stuff like that. I do miss pulling up to a car meet in a car that was actually cool, but you know, that's what we're gonna do, man. So I'll definitely check in with y'all when I got some more progress on this thing. Later.